Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Shelly's Millions. I first wanted to thank everybody, especially those of you who are not in California, for watching my videos. If you could please take a moment and like, comment, subscribe, it really helps the channel and I appreciate it. This video is going to be applicable to everyone regardless of what state you live in. Today is Monday, July 20th, and it's the first day that Congress is back in session after their July 4th holiday recess. Now, Congress is scheduled to go on another recess starting August 10th, and I won't make the same mistake that I made last time. When they go on August 10th, August 8th and 9th are weekend days, so we're not likely to hear anything on those days. So August 7th would be the last day that we could potentially hear something on the extra unemployment weekly benefit amount. That would be before they go on break, but it is possible that they'll still be haggling out the details into the break and beyond. And I'll tell you why I think that that could be a possibility. So again, I'm not a professional, I'm just somebody going through the unemployment process for the first time myself. But the reason why I think it actually could be after August 7th before we hear a decision is because of an article that I read from July 14th where Nancy Pelosi says that she is prepared to not take that recess if Congress hasn't made a decision by that point in time. So I'm just kind of trying to put two and two together, and my logic goes, why would she even need to say that if she doesn't think that they'll still be debating that extra unemployment boost, the stimulus package, and whatever additional benefits they're able to provide us? Why would she need to say that if they're not going to still be debating it close to their next recess? So here's where we're at with everything. Mitch McConnell has said that he wants to release his own proposal by the end of this week, which is great. So that gives us till Friday, but then we're into the weekend again. So then we're looking at next Monday before they can start compromising, before they can start haggling back and forth about the details of what actually makes it in to the next package, to the next bill, to the next proposal. So by the end of the week, we might have a better idea of what exactly the Republicans want in the proposal. And we've heard a little bit about that already. We've heard that they don't want to extend the $600 in unemployment benefits. We've heard that they want a payroll tax benefit. We've heard of potentially a return to work bonus. We've heard of, I think, like lawsuit protection, but we don't know until we see his bill. So after we get that back and we're able to look at it, which should come by the end of the week, and then we're into the weekend, then the Democrats will look at it, the House will look at it, and they will then start to negotiate and haggle. And that'll probably take place all into next week, maybe the week after. And even after they come to an agreement, that still has to reach the president's desk and he has to sign it into law. So all of that is going to take a lot of time. You'll remember that the CARES Act actually passed the House months ago, and it's in the Senate where they're still deciding on it. And they have said that that's not going to pass, and that's the one that would give us the extra $600, I think, through December of this year. That is still on the table, but they're saying that that's very unlikely to pass. And according to an article in the Washington Post, which of course I'm going to link in the description down below, they're actually saying that only $200 is more likely to pass. But we still don't know. Like, I've heard every amount from between $200 all the way up to $600. All I keep hearing, and when I say hearing, I mean reading, all I've read is that the $600 is very unlikely to pass, whereas the lower amount, $200, $250, $300, $350, or $400, maybe even $450, that those amounts are more likely to pass. but we will not know until they actually vote. And until I guess they don't really vote on it. They're just going to, the Republicans, Mitch McConnell will submit their own bill. That'll go back to the Democrats in the House to look it over. And then after they both come to an agreement and get something together that both parties agree on, that's when they'll take it to the president to sign it into law. So that process could take a while. It's not going to be really soon. And then we have the implementation of whatever that decision is. One of the things that the Republicans have said is that they don't want people to be getting more on unemployment than they were when they were working, which in theory might sound like a good idea. But the problem with it is that the unemployment programs, the computer systems, are going to have trouble computing that. It's much easier if there's just like a blanket dollar amount that everyone receives to implement that, program the computers, and actually get it into the hands of the people. Now, it is an election year, so I don't think that it's going to be nothing. I don't think that they will not give us any unemployment booster, but we just don't know how much it is. Neither side is going to be the one. Neither side is going to want to be the one that didn't get money into the hands of the American people. And we do know that President Trump has said that he supports stimulus money and possibly a larger amount than was previously issued. But the amount of people who actually get that stimulus money may be less, because the last I read, they were looking at giving that to families who are hurting the most, which are people that are earning less than $40,000 a year. And that would be adjusted gross income. That would be after taxes and liabilities and health insurance and things like that. But it might not be going into the hands of as many people as it did the first time. And again, they're kind of saying that maybe that won't happen because, again, it would be harder to program. The programming is already in place in the computers and such for everyone to get a stimulus check that already got it the first time. So to me, I kind of think that they will give everyone who got a stimulus check the first time around. I think that they will issue that to us again. But we just don't know until the president signs it into law and it takes effect. But again, because of Nancy Pelosi's statement about wanting to delay their next recess until a decision has been made, it does lead me to think that there's going to be some haggling and some back and forth and some compromises on both sides that have to be made before that even reaches the president's desk. And then, of course, he could veto it. He has said that the one thing that he wants to see is those payroll tax cuts. Now, I don't see a reason with the payroll tax cuts as long as it also comes with an additional boost to the unemployment amount. A payroll tax cut would mean that employees who are working see a benefit in their weekly paychecks. And that would be a great way to get money into the hands of our grocery store workers, our gas station attendants, and of course our nurses and doctors. They would see an increase. So I think a payroll tax cut would be great, but it needs to come hand in hand with an additional amount of unemployment booster. So yeah, they are saying, according to the Washington Post, that the amount of $200 is more likely than one of the higher amounts. And I really hope that I'm wrong on that, but $200 would be better than nothing. So the $200 amount would be better than nothing, but I know it's not as much as a lot of us were hoping for. And I know a lot of us were hoping that they would have a decision as early as today. I just don't think that's going to be the case. I hope I'm wrong on that too. I hope that we find that out earlier. I hope that the EDD, or whatever the equivalent of EDD is in your state, I hope that they're able to implement and roll it out to the people quickly. Because if they're not deciding on it until, let's say, August 7th or beyond, if they're still debating it into the recess, it ends for most states on July 25th. So that means that there would be a gap in receiving the benefits, the booster amount, that we're getting. And so we could have a couple of weeks where we don't get any booster amount, but I'm hoping that whatever is signed into law will be applied retroactively so that once they decide what that amount is going to be, that we get it, starting July 26th. But we don't know, and we don't know how long it will take each state's unemployment offices to roll that out and actually get it in the hands of the people. So that's a little bit concerning, but they have said that they want to reach a decision before the next recess. So hopefully they stay true to that and we know before too much longer. And that's it for this video today. If you have questions, make sure to leave them down below. I do try to answer all of the questions that are left to me, but I have to admit I'm not as familiar with how the different states' unemployment works outside of the state of California. I do try and research that for you guys. I really appreciate you watching. And again, if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe, share the video, hit the notification bell. And as always, if you're interested in exploring the stock market, I really like the stock trading app Webull. With Webull, you get 2 free stocks, one of which could be worth up to $1,400 after you make an initial deposit of $100. I also like Robinhood. There's nothing wrong with them. With Robinhood, you do not need to make a deposit. You do need to link your bank account, and you get 1 free stock valued up to $500. If you use my link from the description down below, I do get some bonus stocks, which I really appreciate. And that's it for me today. So thank you for watching Shelly's Millions. I'll see you next time.